Hey, it's Rich back with you for another video in front of a 2015 Phenom 300. We got this one up for sale. We're going to take it up for a quick flight, tell you all about it.
Practice approaches, runway 30 for SoCal. Temporary flight restrictions include several areas of prohibited airspace around the Metro Los Angeles area. Contact flight service for details. There are multiple cranes, 1.5 north-northeast and 0.9 northwest.
Long Beach ground, Phenom 905 Hotel Echo, information Quebec at OCR, taxi 30.
Phenom 95 Hotel Echo, Long Beach ground, runway 30, taxi via Foxtrot Delta.
Foxtrot Delta, runway 30, 905 Hotel Echo.
So runway 30.
Bravo will hold 30.
Southwest 750, runway 30. Southwest 15, Long Beach runway 30. Runway 30, Southwest 750. Number 5 Hotel Echo, runway 30, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 30, and we're planning a turn to heading 180.
Right. Car, please 29, can we go south across the localizer behind the landing 30 Southwest jet? Please 29 approved as the 29 Roger. Air 5 Juliet Delta, say destination.
Torrance, 5 Juliet Delta.
5 Juliet Delta. Just maintain at or below 1,500 for frequency changes approved.
Maintain at or below 1,500. Frequency change approved, 5 Juliet Delta.
Number 5 Hotel Echo, frequency change approved.
Roger, 905 Hotel Echo.
SoCal Phenom 95 Hotel Echo.
Phenom 95 Hotel Echo, SoCal.
Yeah, just over the Queen Mary 3000, a VFR departure off of Long Beach, requesting 17.5 over Catalina for a few orbits on the island.
5 Hotel Echo, squawk 0266.
0266 for 5 Hotel Echo. Okay, we're climbing off of Long Beach in this 2015 Phenom 300. It's been a while since I've been in one. I'm with Chris Spano, the owner of the airplane. That performance, you know, I haven't been in a Phenom in a while, and it's kind of mind-blowing performance after you've been in the citations. Not necessarily a negative comment on the citations, it's just this thing has a lot of power. And so Chris has been flying Phenom single pilot type rated for 7-8 years now. A couple thousand hours.
In the Phenom.
In the Phenom.
Before that was the M2.
Well, let's start all the way back.
Yeah, start from the other direction.
Turbo 206. See if I can name them.
I trained into 172.
Okay, 172. You bought a Turbo 206.
Yep.
Then a Caravan.
Yep.
Then a Mustang. Then an M2.
Yep.
And then, well, first it was Phenom 300, then M2, then a second 300.
That's correct.
I think. Pretty good.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah, I sold them. I sold each one of those. I have a good memory.
And bought some of them.
That's right. This is kind of the pinnacle of single pilot, we'll call it owner flown business jets. And Chris does all of that. It flies this airplane single pilot, has been flying it single pilot for a long time, and uses it in business and grown a business and really puts this thing to use. Again, 2,000 hours in Phenoms alone. You came up through the Cessnas. What, like, was the Phenom just always the goal, or did it just progress based on need?
1137.
But it came on pretty quickly, and especially after we knew we were gonna, or I was gonna outgrow the Citation Mustang, and so looked at the Phenom 100 and Phenom 300. Actually compared the Phenom 100 to the M2. Ended up getting the M2, but then we always knew that Phenom 300 was was the goal.
I think it's the goal airplane for a lot of owner flown business jet. The Phenom 300 wasn't immediately, what you thought was going to happen, but as the business grew, the travel needs changed.
Yep.
And I mean, coming out of an M2 into this, or a Mustang into this, I mean, the useful load, capability, speed, range, I mean,
pretty much everything.
Everything, yeah. Even if you were in a CJ3 or probably CJ4. So let's talk about performance. So you cruise it typically at 45?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm flying more than an hour and a half, it just makes sense to go up to 450.
Yeah.
We're best economy, and just really you get just kind of better conditions and everything else.
And ISA at ISA,
I'll do 430. Maybe once I speed up, I'll hit 430.
Lighten up a little bit.
True air speed. Yeah. Lighten up a little bit.
130 gallons an hour.
About 130 gallons. Yeah.
Yeah. And range, what do you figure?
It's it's about 2,000 miles.
230.
So I'll go if I'm heading east from California, out of Long Beach. The winter, I can go nonstop to Miami.
Yeah.
With usually 60 to 70 knots on the tail. Will get me to Miami nonstop. Coming back, headwind. I'll stop in Houston.
And so, I know you don't ride in the back, but passengers. I mean, obviously this airplane it's got a lot of capability, capacity. I presume generally really good feedback from passengers on room and sound and all that kind of stuff. I mean, what's not to love about flying a business jet?
Yeah, I mean, Flushing Lav. I mean, the luggage space is. I can put 10 people in here, plus me, and all of our luggage. And not normally have to worry about exceeding the weights.
Yeah. So since this is an owner, I mean, it technically is an owner, pilot airplane. I mean, I think a lot of people look at what you're doing. I mean, you're the CEO of a company. You're flying the biggest, baddest single pilot jet out there. You're doing it efficiently, safely. I mean, was that the progression from, starting flying to getting to be able to fly something like this? Was that, was it very challenging? Is it just like it just kind of happened? Or, I mean, did you see yourself doing it? Just tell us a little bit about that, because I think a lot of people would would be interested to know whether they get into a Phenom 300 or not, but just flying any single pilot jet, you know.
Look, I mean, I think any kind of flying requires a certain amount of discipline. Certainly, an aircraft that's like this with a lot of power, and you know you can get behind it if you're not on top of it.
Yep.
It will go through speeds like nobody's business.
Yeah.
So, you know, staying ahead of the aircraft, so it does require focus, discipline, training.
Interesting scenario to be able to fly, you know, this kind of performance. And then, you know, single pilot's a whole nother program. I mean, G3000 is set up, and this airplane's set up for it, but still, you know, it's a lot to manage. And then running a company at the same time, I mean, that's a pretty dynamic...
Yeah, well, you know, that's kind of the nice thing about being in the cockpit, is it forces you to think about just being just the cockpit, right?
Yeah.
And
I was talking about that.
I can't think about, you know, it's a break from, it's a break from that.
That's very true.
The world.
I was talking about that with somebody the other day, and they were saying the same thing. It's nice to be able to say, okay, now I'm going to the airport. I got to shift gears, forget everything there, and focus on flying. So that's pretty cool. So this airplane's for sale, and we'll have a price posted as I'm speaking here. 2015 Phenom 300, excellent condition.
It's got a beautiful paint job.
Beautiful paint job, custom interior. Wi-Fi, and probably all the options that, you know, all these
protection, detector,
all the good options in terms of avionics, G3000, latest, I presume latest software upgrade. So just a really good, solid airplane. I can't remember total time off the top of my head. 2130 we'll call it, because you are flying the airplane, so, you know, as time goes on it'll get more hours. So anyway, just a really solid, top of the market Phenom 300, excellent condition, excellent maintenance,
engine programs, obviously.
Yeah, it's on ESP Gold, fully funded. And so if you have any questions about this airplane, you can get a hold of me. It's based in Long Beach. You know, I've been around this airplane for about, as long as you guys have had it, 6 or 7 years, and it's.
We have 2 Phenoms in our little mini fleet.
Yeah, right.
So we'll, you know, we gotta keep at least one of them around.
That's right. And then from an ownership perspective, it seems like it's been very reliable. Clay Lacy maintenance, and you guys just stay on the program, and you know the maintenance manual, and this thing. They do well, and they have to. It's a very competitive market, so the manufacturers really have to stand behind them. All right, so we're done orbiting out here. We're going to go back into Long Beach, shoot an approach, get some good footage of this 2015 Phenom 300.
Yeah, let me load up the ILS. Center 905 Hotel Echo. We're on a heading of 080. Like to start our VFR descent headed to Long Beach.
Hotel Echo, fly heading 120, and then you can descend.
Heading 120, then descend 500.
5 Hotel Echo, contact SoCal approach on 134.35.
3435, 95 Hotel Echo.
I'm at 8,000.
What's the typical ref speed in this airplane? 110?
Yeah.
110?
Yeah. 4 Zulu, reduce speed to 100 knots, contact Torrance Tower 133075.
Reduce speed to 100 knots, contact Torrance Tower. Thank you, good day.
105 Hotel Echo, Long Beach Airport is 9 o'clock, or 9 miles west of your position.
Airport inside Hotel Echo.
95 Hotel Echo, make straight in, runway 30.
Straight in 3095 Hotel Echo.
And over 220 Whiskey Charlie, SoCal approach, Fullerton, Romeo is current altimeter 29901.
We got Romeo to 29901, 0 Whiskey Charlie.
That's really cool.
5529 Golf, traffic 9 o'clock, 2 miles, maneuvering, altitude indicates 3,100.
Traffic inside 5529 Golf.
Or 220 Whiskey Charlie, altitude your discretion.
Altitude your discretion, 0 Whiskey Charlie.
95 Hotel Echo, Long Beach Tower, 194.
19495 Hotel Echo.
50915 to set and maintain 5,000.
5,000, visit 915.
That was an ELT, wasn't it?
Yeah. Long Beach Tower, 905 Hotel Echo, visual 30.
95 Hotel to Long Beach Tower, runway 30, clear to land.
Clear to land, 30, 95 Hotel Echo.
Sorry, I turned you a bit late there. And it's 1 right 360, then runway 26 left, clear to land.
1 right 360, 1 right 360, then clear to land 26 left, perfect.
Southwest 2761, turn right kilo, contact ground.
Right at kilo, contact ground, Southwest 2761.
Yeah, so right now the green circle's at 105. Just because we're light.
Yeah.
Tower, here's welcome 5, 8 to the north with Quebec, question down your level, 4 number of hotel, 30 open.
We're going to aim for the numbers this time. Since we're VFR, we don't need to land on the white dots.
Nope. Pretty amazing.
I didn't even have to jam on the brakes that hard. Look at this.
Not even a question. Jeez. Barely felt the brakes. Pretty amazing. Amazing performance.
I think I probably could have stopped this thing at 1,000 feet.
It's an amazing airplane.
95 Hotel 2, contact ground.
Roger, Hotel.
You know, the brand new Phenoms are probably sold out through 2026.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, that should help the used market, no?
Yeah, it should.
Long Beach Ground 95 Hotel Echo 6 to 30 going to OCR.
Phenom 95 Hotel Echo Long Beach Ground, taxi via Delta 4, Juliet 4, and hold short of runway 26 left.
Okay, we're back on the ground in Long Beach after that unbelievable flight in the 300. The weather's perfect. I hadn't flown with Chris in a while. It's nice to catch up with him and see this amazing airplane. Again, it's a 2015 Phenom 300, a little over 2,000 hours, programs. If you got any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Thanks for watching.